Hi, Merch Money. We are live today with Jewel and, oh my gosh, Essentino Artists. That's how I know them. Auret?
Auret.
Auret. Oh my gosh. And it even says it right there. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. She has it's a very weird name.
I'm totally used to it. It's all good.
Oh my gosh, it's the worst intro ever. We got to start over again. This is the only problem with going live is like you can't edit the video, which normally I don't mind, except when I say the person's name wrong. So anyway, they have a YouTube channel that I've been following for a while, and they used to talk a lot about print on demand, but they've also talked about just in general for entrepreneurs like YouTube and how to monetize and do all different things. So they're very inspirational, and we will go through the whole story of how they got started and give tips for all of you if you want to start your own YouTube channel. So thank you guys. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having us.
We were talking beforehand. It has been a crazy week. It's so yeah. We don't even know where to begin. It's I was telling them, I'm like, I feel bad even just like continuing on because I know people are going through so much. Like it's so hard to know like how to act, like if you should be happy, if you should be cheerful. Like normally I'm happy and cheerful, but I don't want people to think like I'm not understanding what you guys are going through. And it's everybody's just so discombobulated right now. It's like, how do you just go about your daily life? Right?
Yeah. Like usually I'm posting really upbeat motivational type stuff and resources. And ever since this went down last week, I've kind of stepped back a little bit from posting, done a couple live streams addressing what's been happening, celebrated my birthday online. Just trying to see what's going on and how to post. But today's actually the first day that have a routine now, and we've mentally prepared ourselves. Okay, this could be going in for at least a month or two, so might as well have an actual routine now and try and get it back to like normalcy. Because last week I was like, is this really happening? This feels like a weird movie. Like,
totally. Yeah. It's like last week we were pretty much recalibrating, like the entire we didn't know what to do with ourselves.
Calling people is like, are you okay? Like, what's happening? How much groceries? Like,
that is such a good way to say it, like recalibrating, because I didn't know what to do. I'm like, do I keep just doing shows like as if nothing's happening? And some people were like, how could you do this? How could you do that? But most people were saying like, why would you stop doing shows? Like, we need some normalcy. We need some routine. We do want to keep learning, like a lot, this is something we can actually do when we're home. So might as well keep learning. So anyway, for anybody watching, we're doing the best we can. It's just, it's one of those things like nobody's really been through a pandemic. Like, we don't really know, like, what are you supposed to do in a pandemic?
Yeah, totally new ground. And I was talking to Jewel the other day, and I'm like, okay, we had our usual routine, but we can't have that same routine now. So we need to make a new routine. We'll call it a new COVID routine, a new way of life. And which pretty much like we had to build something new. And that is what, like Jewel was saying, today is the first day of us starting that.
The routine.
And it feels good. It feels good. And we're going to keep that moving forward because like that's what keeps us sane. Yeah. We don't know how long it's going to be. And like you said, people need us right now. Like we need each other.
Leaders. Yeah.
We need, because we see our YouTube views and everything going up, our online courses. Like, people want to learn, they want to consume. They're all online now.
People are bored. Like, people are bored. People want to know what to do. People want to learn new things. Like, my sister's learning about how to be a DJ right now. She's a dental hygienist. Wow. Yeah, she's a dental hygienist, so completely different. And she loves music, so she's been taking DJ courses online and like ordered some books, and like she's amazing. Yeah. So this is the time.
Books are great. I've been doing a lot of reading too. That helps. And I'm glad it's springtime because we have flowers blooming everywhere. Like, I can at least look out the window and be like, oh, it's so pretty. Anyway, we'll go ahead and get into it. But I just wanted to kind of just address that we're going through it with you guys. I know I've heard so many stories of people in our group, people in the YouTube channel that have lost their jobs or, you know, are not able to go to their jobs. And so we feel for all of you. And it's I can't believe it's worldwide. Like, so everybody's experiencing this at the same time.
Yeah.
We're all struggling. We're all trying our best. And we're all thinking about you and hoping that we can help you in any way we can.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
exactly.
Yeah. Well, we planned this show a couple months ago, so we were not expecting this to happen for you today.
No, did not think this was going to be happening.
No, wasn't even on the mindset at all. But anyway, well, tell us from the beginning, for anyone who doesn't know you, how did you guys get into entrepreneurship? How did you meet? How did you get started?
So yeah, I'm Jewel. This is Auret, and we've actually known each other since grade 8 high school, since we were like 12, 13 years old. We didn't become friends until like grade 10, 11, 12. And I was en route to become a nurse, and Auret was en route to become a doctor. And at the time, those were kind of the main professions. Social media was not really in play, like Facebook, none of that existed when we graduated from high school. And pretty much graduated, went to a local college here in Vancouver. And I was on my way to taking, to get into the nursing program. But before I could get in, my sort of inner self told me to just cut it and to just drop out. So in the second year of college, I dropped out with no plan, nowhere to go. Like, my parents were pretty upset with me, and I just worked at McDonald's. Like, that was the job that I had at the time. And I just worked at McDonald's until I switched over to Starbucks, which, by the way, is pretty much the same thing, just different smells.
Different clients.
Smells. Pretty much the same thing. And I found the book, The Secret, for those of you who know. It was really popular back in 2008, 9. I randomly found this book. I read it, and it changed my life, literally. At the end of the book, I said to myself, I want to become an entrepreneur and create something for myself. I had never thought that I could do something like that because growing up doing school, especially high school, I wasn't very academic. I was great at art, like art and PE, physical education class. I took sculpture. I took black and white photography. I loved, clay and all that kind of stuff. But at the time, I was told that you can't make a living off of those kinds of professions. Now, at this age, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, now you can, but we didn't know that growing up. Yeah.
Yeah. So when I found that book, I became a different person. I told her read about it, and she invited me to a networking event because someone at her work said something about a networking event in Vancouver. Then we got our first taste of entrepreneurship. And it was in 2010. And then we became obsessed. Every day after work, going to networking events, didn't know what we were doing. Like, would it every coffee meeting, if anyone pitched us anything, we would like, yeah, let's do it. So we did everything.
We're like sponges.
Yeah.
Everything.
I love that.
Yeah. Like MLMs who sold coffee, websites, blogging, anything that was really released during those times, we did.
Yeah, we were basically just kind of we just loved being introduced to that networking meeting and being around other people who own their own businesses. We just loved that whole perspective of being able to work for yourself and getting to decide what you want to do with your day. Because our lives were kind of moving in parallel. We were both kind of doing, living out this script to be somebody that we didn't want to be. And it was, go ahead.
I was just going to stop you there for just a second because I was going to say, while Jewel was dropping out of college and trying to figure it out, did you stay on the path of college and getting a job and doing all of that? What were you thinking while this was happening?
She's totally smart.
I'm I was the straight A's kid, right?
Yeah.
Which doesn't really mean much now, but yeah, so I was going to the University of British Columbia here in Vancouver, and I was taking all of the prerequisites to get into med school. So I was taking all the sciences like biochemistry. I was really, I still am really into psychology. So I was taking a lot of psychology courses and actually got a degree in psychology. But I took the MCAT twice, which is the medical admissions exam to get into med school. My marks weren't competitive enough. And so I just ended up getting an office job that was in the field of mental health. And so, yeah, it was like, it's weird because when school is over, like when all you know is school, is learning, studying, doing exams, like, and then you get thrown into the real world, you just feel like, okay, now what? I've been doing all of this learning to prepare for this thing called life, and I'm not really excited for it. Like what's going on?
And did you feel prepared? Like I did not feel prepared. No. I was like, I don't even understand what I'm supposed to be applying for like jobs and stuff. Like I just was like, I was in the business school. I felt like that must be a good way to get into business. I'm like, I'm in the business school, but I had no idea where to apply. I pretty much applied to anyone that came to the college. Got a ton of rejections. I ended up like finally getting a job as like a manager at Macy's, which was like, I could have, if I had just stayed working at Macy's, I could have become a manager without paying for college. Like, it was a mess. I was definitely not prepared from college for life.
You're not taught to like really pay attention to listen to what you want to do. You're not taught to like try so many different things to see what you enjoy and then follow those breadcrumbs. You're just basically taught to go get a really good job, a good paying job so you can support yourself.
And like you just go for it. Like you're supposed when I think about myself at 18, I'm like, I had no idea what the hell was going on. And you're telling me to choose my one life career at that moment. Like it was crazy. And then, I'm glad I ended up trying a bunch of different things. And then because I worked at McDonald's, like 8 hours on your feet, it's crazy. It's hard work. And I have a lot of respect for people who are in those jobs.
Yes.
It taught me that I didn't want to do that for the rest of my life. And I wanted to create something. I wanted to be more artsy, creative. I've always been into video. Ever since I found out my computer had Windows Movie Maker, I've always been into creating little like photo montages. I had a little Flip Minnow HD camera. I don't know if you remember those. It was like a sliver camera. It was before like cell phones really got their cameras. It was like a little sliver of a camera, and it was called the Flip Minnow HD. And like I would always film little videos on that thing. And then smartphones came out, iPhones, and then that kind of died. But yeah, I've always loved video and wanted to be creative. And I told myself that I would want to create a job where I have fun, fun creating something new. I get bored really easily. So having a 9-to-5 did not work with my personality, because when I got a real job, an office job in downtown at an insurance company, the first year I was good. I was totally excited because I could actually have a chair, sit down, 2 computer screens, and like I didn't have to ask people if I could go to the washroom. I could just go, and I was kind of left to do my own thing, take calls and that kind of thing. After a year, I became totally depressed with that.
I just gotta stop you for 1 second again. When you said like I didn't have to ask to go to the washroom, like this is where your like level of thinking is. And then when you're an entrepreneur, it's like you can do literally anything.
Yeah.
At some jobs you literally can't go to the bathroom or do anything without asking. Yeah. You definitely can't take a day off if you need a day off, or like it's crazy what
like how McDonald's, when you're there's a lunch rush and you really need to go to the washroom, there's 30 people, you can't go. And you can't just leave, like, because you have like managers and stuff, you have to ask them because they need to keep track of where the people are. If there's no one on the till, like those things matter. So
yeah, there's a lot of jobs like that, like teachers. You can't really go to the bathroom anytime, and a lot of different kinds of jobs. But anyway, let's say hi to everybody that's watching. We got Patty watching. She says she loves Vancouver, and she's asking if that's where you are.
Yes. Yep.
And then Laura, Teresa, thank you guys all for being here. Laura's saying she hated the cubicle world. funny story about Cubicle World. I was like, how do you get a cubicle job? Like, for some reason, I kept finding like sales type jobs, and I'm like, I don't understand. Like, how do you get a cubicle job? So, Laura, you're a step above me. I couldn't figure it out. I eventually got an office at some point in time, but I had to go like a roundabout way of sales job after like low end manager type jobs, and then eventually ended up at a nice office when I was a loan officer, but it was still sales. So yeah. I kind of envied the cubicle people. I'm like, how do you get one of these jobs?
I got it by chance, like, to be honest, because I was at Starbucks at the time, getting bored of that. I had only been there for 8 months when I realized this is the exact same thing as McDonald's, pretty much. Mm-hmm. A little bit slower pace, not as many customers, but one day it was a slow day, and I said, does anybody know of any jobs, like if anyone's hiring, like anything, I'll do anything at this point, something completely different, not in the food industry.
Yeah.
And then someone random, like a fellow coworker, said, oh, I have a friend who works at an insurance company. She said she's looking for people. And then I was like, great, give me her email and I'll text her and stuff. I texted her, and then she sent me this email link to send my resume in. Help me with my resume because she's really good at writing. She spruced it up, made me look good.
Oh, that's so awesome.
And then I got an interview and then got the job. And that's like, it was literally by chance because I like one day said, hey, are there any jobs around?
Amazing. You just never know. And I love your story. Well, first let me say hi. My dad's watching. You got to say hi to Merch Dad.
Hi, Glenn.
And then Christopher Kratz says he finally gets to watch one live.
Hey, Christopher.
Hey, Chris.
And then Laura's laughing that I said cubicle people.
Yeah.
Sorry. I didn't mean to offend any cubicle people.
Well, it looks good.
Hey, if you enjoy it, whatever you enjoy, like, great. Power to you.
She said she didn't enjoy it before, but the way I said it, I was saying it in a good way. I wanted to have a job like that.
Yeah.
To me, like I was standing on my feet all day. Like I was a manager at a retail store. Like it's just like working retail. I mean, you just stand all day basically. So
yeah.
You don't get it. I was able to kind of like how you went from McDonald's to Starbucks, where you're like, well, it's kind of like better somehow. I did that with going to a bank. Like, oh, working at a bank is somehow better than retail. Slightly, like customers treat you better, but it's the same exact thing. You're standing all day. You're still selling something. You're selling checking accounts instead of clothes. It's the exact same job. You just get paid slightly more and customers treat you slightly better, but it's the same thing. So I was like, man, how do I get out of this like type of job?
The cubicle world.
But anyway, so you guys, you read The Secret, which I love that story of having like a book change your life. Because for me, it was the same kind of thing where like I was on like one kind of path, and all of a sudden I read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and it kind of like changed my whole life. I was like, whoa. It felt so like sometimes you read a book, you're like, oh, that sounds like a good idea. And you go on with your life and you like never think about it again. But that one, when I was reading it and the way they were describing middle class, poor and rich, like I knew for absolute fact that middle class and poor was right the way he was describing it. Mm-hmm. So I was like, the only one I didn't know for sure was rich people. So I was like, I gotta learn.
So you gotta get into the rich people crowd.
Yes, I gotta learn this way of thinking because it was so different. Like he described the thinking process for each group. And I mean, I haven't not gotten there yet, but it changed my way of thinking. And that started me down the entrepreneur route. But so did you read The Secret too? Or what were you thinking when Jewel was going through all this stuff?
Yeah, she shared it with me. I read it and I was like, wow, that's an entirely different way of thinking and of treating what happens to you. But in fact, like things don't happen to you. You make, you manifest things by attracting, the law of attraction, that kind of thing. It was just really interesting. And it made me see how much I don't know. Like, because we're always like, we get so used to a way of thinking of life, like tunnel vision and all that really opened up something new. And that kind of sprung about this whole obsession with reading more personal development books. And I really, really loved the 4-Hour Work Week when I read that. And that also like led to so many other things. So like we, during that time, just kept absorbing things like sponges. And at the same time, we were also doing what we love doing the most too. Like I'm really into music. I'm a performing artist, so I write my own songs and sing and that kind of thing. Still doing that today. But at that time, you know, when I was working that job, I was like, yeah, let me do something for this dream of singing in front of people. Like that terrified me at the time. So I started I reached out to a company to help record my first song. And that just kind of blossomed into like going on tour across Canada, writing more music, releasing more albums. And it was just like so amazing, a dream come true. And me really realizing how real The Secret actually is. So, you know, like, yeah, so that whole thing was going on at the same time. And Jewel said we were trying out different things in business, different business models. We actually started off very first thing in business was to create a greeting card company.
That was our first business idea.
Very first,
yeah.
So it was like creative and, you know.
Yeah.
I was artsy, right? And then Auret was really good with crafting. She was a crafter. She had experience making greeting cards just for her family and friends. And so when we decided, okay, we're going to be entrepreneurs now, what are we good at? And then we just started like spitballing ideas when we were at Starbucks. And then we're like, okay, you like doing construction paper. I like paints, and then greeting card company. And then we're just like, okay, we're greeting card company.
Literally just jumping into it. Like, no.
That leads perfectly to merch. Like, I bet you guys just joined right away.
Yes. Yeah, we did actually when I found out about merch by Amazon. But yeah, pretty much we just like decided, we went to a craft store, spent like $300-400 buying like all different kinds of tools and materials, tried to make our own paper, and, you know, obviously failed at that completely when we tried to make our own paper out of paper. Like, so we wanted to be environmentally friendly. So we took like scrap papers and we're like, let's recycle this paper. We're going to be eco-friendly greeting card company. And then we tried to make the paper, tried to follow some instructions from a blog. At the time, YouTube channels weren't that huge yet. And then the first sheet of paper we ever made was about a 1-inch thick tablet that was so grumbly, and like even with the thickest Sharpie pen you can't even write on it because it was like a stone grumbly tablet. And then we made that and we're like, I don't know if this is gonna work.
We're not gonna.
And then on to the next thing.
But what really like led us to YouTube was like we got into like the marketing game. So like we started designing websites for clients because someone in that networking group that we were introduced to gave us this whole course or resource on WordPress, how to design a WordPress website. Nice. So we just like took that in, absorbed it. We built our own site and we started helping other artists because we were like, with me doing my music and everything, we were around other like music artists and everything. So we offered those services to them. And then we learned more about social media and started releasing our stuff on there. And, you know, the one thing that really kind of was the thing that we doubled down on in the end is YouTube, because, you know, it all started with Jewel throwing up one video.
A tutorial video on Facebook banners back when the Facebook banner was vertical. I don't know if you remember that.
I don't remember that.
It was on the left-hand side of the screen.
I don't know when YouTube came out, but for some reason, it was just not in my, none of my friends talked about YouTube. I just wasn't thinking about YouTube. It wasn't until my stepson got really into it. And then I would just kind of watch videos with him. And I kind of just assumed it was for kids because he's the one who told me about it. And so then I finally, like, quite a while after he had watched YouTube for a long time, I finally was like, I wonder if there's anything for adults on here. Like, literally, I didn't know.
Yeah.
So I finally looked, and it was like, I think it was like 2013 or something before I ever looked at YouTube for adults. And I like started to realize, and I read Rich Dad Poor Dad in 2013. 2013, I think. 2013 or 2014. It was the beginning of 2014, I think I read that book. And so then I immediately started searching things on YouTube when I read that book. But that kind of got me into watching YouTube videos. Before that, it was either TV or just see friends or whatever. Like I'd never even thought about YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. But you guys started early. So when was that first video uploaded?
So we had originally started the YouTube channel back in 2011 is when I signed up for the account. But we didn't really do very much to it. And we had uploaded videos sporadically here and there.
Yeah.
Along up until year 2015 was just here and there, whatever
just
type of uploads.
Uploading.
And then when we got to 2015, back then they used to send you emails when you'd get a new subscriber. I don't think they do it anymore, but we used to get these new emails, and we used to get like one new subscriber every week or every 2 weeks. And then it got to the point where we got 300 subscribers without even trying. Mm-hmm. And then I said to Rita, I was like, hey, we keep getting these subscribers. Like, what if we actually really put effort into our YouTube channel and make a go at it? So in 2015, we started uploading more. We didn't have a schedule yet. We were just uploading whenever we felt like, basically. And then that brought us to close to 1,000 subscribers when we got an email from YouTube. And it was one of their YouTube partner managers. And at the time, they were running a program for up-and-coming YouTubers, small channels that they saw were taking action. And they emailed us, and in the actual email, they said, yes, I do work at YouTube. You can check me out here on LinkedIn and that kind of stuff. Because I thought it was spam at first, that someone from YouTube is like messaging me.
Yeah.
700 subscribers.
Thought it was a fake email.
Yeah. So it was real. It was a person that worked at YouTube, and they were offering a 3-call mentorship. Each call was about 30 minutes, and they would take a look at your channel and give you one-on-one advice based on.
Oh my God. That's amazing.
We were so excited. And, you know, one of the things that she told us was, you're doing a great job, but choose a schedule. And on each day that you choose to upload, if it's once a week or more than once a week, upload the same kind of video on that day so that your audience can expect the same kind of content, much like how TVs and channels, they have at 8 p.m. your favorite show is going to come on. It's not going to come on at 5, not going to come on at 10. It's going to, at the time when everything was like scheduled on TV, you would know that on Fridays at this time, you would find that show.
Yeah.
And they're like, do that for your YouTube channel. So we decided to go really extreme because we were so excited. We went Monday to Thursday, and each day of the week was going to have its own theme or topic. So on Mondays, we were going to talk about ways to make money online that we were currently doing. And then Tuesdays was social media tutorials, because we knew so much about how to do things, little things on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, things like that. And then Wednesdays was video creation Wednesdays, because I started to learn this editing software called Camtasia. And someone gave it to me for free at the time, and I just became obsessed with it. And Auret mentioned, hey, why don't you create tutorials on Camtasia? And at the time, I was like, nobody wants to learn about Camtasia. But then I created that tutorial.
Like one of our most popular days.
Yeah, I gotta watch all those because I know nothing about video editing.
There's like hundreds of tutorials on Camtasia currently. Like it's gotten crazy, and like I actually have these Camtasia fans now, which is like so weird.
Now Wednesdays is actually content creation in general. Like we've since kind of adapted a little bit, but there's a ton of video editing tutorials on there. And then I've started doing some graphic design tutorials as well.
Yeah.
Basically our channel is everything to do with marketing, money, marketing, and mindset for creative entrepreneurs. And underneath that, it's resources. Yeah, it's resources to help grow your business online.
So we're definitely a tutorial-based resource channel.
Yes.
Amazing. I think tutorials do so well. I think that's one thing that our channel's missing. We definitely need to do more tutorials. Every so often we'll do a tutorial and just kind of throw it in there, but we don't have like set schedule for tutorials. We do have a set schedule for interviews, which is, it used to be just every Monday at 8. That was all last year. And then this year we added in Thursdays at noon. So
interviews are also like a really great way to grow your channel. So, we were doing some as well. We need to start that up again.
That's for us. We're all tutorials, but then we're trying to work in a system of doing like interviews and stuff, which is like different for us. Because we do like, sharing the audiences with other people and the knowledge to share with each other. So it's like, that's something we definitely need to work on.
Yeah, interviews leverage other people's audiences, whereas how-to stuff leverages what people are searching for.
Yes. So I think that's why not on purpose, but I think partly I gravitate towards just interviews because I like talking to people. But I think like SEO is not my main thing that I'm great at. Like I've learned and I've gotten better with it, but I still don't feel like it's one of my main strengths. So I think if it was one of my main strengths, I probably would have gravitated towards tutorials because I would know like, this is what people are searching for on YouTube. Like I should do a tutorial with this information. But instead, I'm always just thinking like, who do I want to talk to? What do I want to learn? And I just sort of like, without looking at SEO, without any like proper research, I'm just like, oh, I like Essentino Artists. Let's see if they want to be on the show. Like that's literally how I go about it. And that's why our channel is not as big as it probably should be, but it's grown enough just because, I talk to so many different people. Like if people search for you and then somehow they see this video, they just stumble upon the channel. So there's different ways to go about it, but.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. SEO isn't actually like we
Nobody
teach a
really
lot of
likes
clients on starting their YouTube channel. We mentor a lot of people on starting a channel, and that's like the one thing that nobody really enjoys very much. Except for
there are people that do.
There's like one person that likes it that we know, but like for the most part, nobody. It's so dry. It's very dry.
But it's important. Like it really does help attract organic views on an ongoing basis. Like as long as you're consistently pumping out content and you know how to optimize it, that just keeps working for you in the long run. And that's why it's like such a good time to start a YouTube channel right now.
Yeah, it really is. And I think it's a good time for me to just force myself to pay attention. Because I watched you have courses and different things. So I took one of them on starting the YouTube channel and on TubeBuddy. And I knew about TubeBuddy already, but like watching you do it, I'm like, I don't really do this. Like I know how to do it, but I don't really do it. So that's something I need to just get myself to do a better job with. Because I'll just be like, oh, I'll just put this keyword and that keyword. Like I won't sit there and look at TubeBuddy and figure out the right ones to use. So I definitely need to work on that.
Yeah. We use TubeBuddy religiously. Like we love it so much. We use it for optimizing every single video. And like, it does give you a certain level of it's more deeper keyword research using that tool, but it kind of makes it easy for you because it just kind of spits out that score, right?
I've used, when I first started YouTube, I just started one under my own name. And then I thought of the idea of doing Merge Money, and I asked some other people to do it with me, and we started a separate channel, which is the channel we're on now. But when I did the channel myself, I used TubeBuddy. And then for Merge Money, I tried vidIQ because somebody told me to use that one. But they're very, very similar. So it's basically the same thing, but I have both.
They definitely are similar. I don't think I've used vidIQ before, but like TubeBuddy, I think pretty much every YouTuber we know uses TubeBuddy to get to do their SEO research.
Yeah, it's really powerful. Yep.
There's one difference that I do know between vidIQ and TubeBuddy is that TubeBuddy will show you the score for that keyword phrase that you're doing the research on. It will show you the score for your specific channel. So it will show you whether your channel can rank for it, whereas vidIQ shows you like a general sense of whether that keyword is good to rank for. And that's good for on the TubeBuddy side. That's good that it's showing its score for your specific channel because every channel is different in terms of like the amount of activity, like how often you upload, like how new it is, and whether you're getting people commenting on your videos and all that. So it factors all of that stuff in.
All right. So we definitely, the whole point of the YouTube show today was to talk about YouTube. So guys, we're about to talk about it, but I wanted to real quick go into I know you guys did merch, and Teresa's asking if you still do it. Tell us a little bit about that. Did you start merch right when it first came out, 2015?
Yes.
Yeah. So in the entrepreneurial world, when something new gets launched, everybody knows about it. Yep. So found out about it and had zero experience in that kind of thing. Auret at the time was not even doing, like, you weren't really a graphic designer yet.
Yeah, I wasn't fully designing things, but I just kind of, I became more of a designer as things
I always say that. I'm like, when is the line where you become a designer? Because I still say I'm not a designer. And I'm like, I design a lot of shirts. Like, when do you cross over into designer territory? I don't know.
You just kind of, you decide.
Yeah. Really. Well, you know, when we had 300 subscribers, I was already calling us YouTubers. I was already telling them we're YouTubers, and then some people were like, "But you only have 300 subscribers." But then other people are like, "That's so awesome! You have 300 subscribers." So it was like mixed emotions. But from the very beginning, we called ourselves YouTubers. But yeah, in terms of merch by Amazon, when it came out, I loved the concept. Because slightly before that, people were doing the Shopify model with print on demand. Mm-hmm. But I didn't want to start a Shopify store on my own, do the marketing on my own. I wasn't really into that. I did like the whole t-shirts thing. Like I love t-shirts. I love graphic tees and all that kind of stuff. But I didn't like that model. So when Merch by Amazon came out, and it's like, you provide the graphic and then you upload it. And then Amazon takes care of customer service, shipping it out. You don't even get the customer's name, which can be a good and bad thing. I really loved that model. And then I remember telling Auret, I was like, hey, this could be like a passive kind of income stream. And yeah, we did it for a good solid year and a half. At one point, we were getting it up to like $1,500 a month off of royalties just on Merch by Amazon. But then everyone came, and then it was the gold rush, and then it just went down like crazy. And then we actually, because it is like you don't get contact with the customers, we also created an Etsy store. Which we actually, Auret managed that, and she actually really enjoyed the interaction with the customer.
Yeah, I'm a people person.
The customization, like being able to put our face on it, but still having like Etsy and Printful take care of all the shipping and stuff.
Right.
So after a while, to be honest, we got kind of bored with it because it wasn't fulfilling our needs anymore. So right now it's still going. Like it's still, it's like truly.
That's the good thing about merch. You can like pick it up whenever you want. Yeah, like you can let it run in the background.
It's still there if we need it, and it still generates like a monthly income. But we haven't touched it in a while. Right. But we do suggest it to anyone starting out. Like you don't even need to be a graphic designer. Like you can make things so simple.
You can just type a word out and upload that as a design. Seriously,
I remember our the first shirt that I designed was it's a word yup, like YUP period.
People love stuff like that.
And it was like in really strong block lettering, just made that, and that sold a bunch of times. And then just like really funny stuff that I would think of and just like do it in text. And that's, that was me being a graphic designer. And she actually designed stuff for real, but like
that is designing stuff for real. Like somebody gave me, like I ran a marathon or a half marathon with my cousin, and so she wanted to give me like a running like something to do with running gift for Christmas. So she got like a really cute Christmas ornament that said 13.1. That's it. Like it's just the number 13.1. But people love it because it's like that has to do with the marathon. And then a shirt that literally said runner on it, but like in italics and like, I don't know, somehow it looked good. And I'm like, oh my God, like people are going to think I designed this shirt and just put runner. But it was in an actual store and it was selling, and she loved it and got it for me. So I'm like, people love simple stuff. It doesn't have to be so complicated.
Yeah, and you can definitely be so simple with it.
We actually found like those are the shirts that's selling more, or like the simple designs.
Yes, simple. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. I have simple shirts to sell, and then more, shirts that I've bought from designers that are a little bit more elaborate, and they do sell too. So it's a range. It depends on how much, so many factors, like how much competition there is in that niche, like how long you've had it listed, how many reviews you have, keywords, all of it.
Yeah.
So Daniel just joined. Thanks, Daniel.
Hey, Daniel.
Hi, Daniel.
Said hi. And okay, so I think everything else was about YouTube. So let's go into that. So I think I'm trying to remember when I found you guys. I think I found you when you were talking about merch a lot. I think that's how I found your channel. So you were talking about merch on your channel, and
we were doing episodes. It was an episodic kind of like Merch by Amazon show where I would give these updates on our journey. So like episode 1 was like, I've just signed up for Merch by Amazon. Let's see how this goes. And then it went on until we got the high. And then I eventually alluded that, we no longer enjoy it as much and we want to focus on our YouTube channel. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, we're always still recommending it as it is an easy way to start an online thing. Like if you have zero experience, it's very easy to get into it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And it builds over time. Like every time you sell stuff, then you can get up to a new tier. You have more room to put more shirts. And now with the multi-uploader, you can upload them so fast that I feel like you could kind of fill up all your slots and then go back to some other kind of business and then go back to merch, once you have more. I don't know. It's very flexible.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that. But anyway, so you got more and more excited about YouTube. I guess you never stopped. Like you started off excited and just kept being excited. So what tips do you have for people that are thinking like about starting a YouTube channel?
So right now, like when all this started to go down with the world and we realized that, everyone's literally going to be online, our watch time and our views have gone through the roof right now, especially that we are a tutorial based channel. And so we did a live stream and we're saying like, if you ever thought about starting a channel or you need to start a channel now because, you might not have a job coming back after all this, like there are people that are going to be laid off or already laid off. This is literally the best time to start a YouTube channel. Now that might seem really daunting and scary to people because they're like, what do I start a channel on? The easiest thing that I can tell you right now is to start a channel, either like a product review channel and review things in your home. And people might be like, what? No one's going to watch a review channel on this and that. You'd be surprised what people are looking up and reviewing, like appliances, like gadgets you have, camera gear, whatever hobby you're into, start with that. And
that's a great idea. I never even thought of doing that.
In home, and people are always, I know that when I'm looking to buy something, I look at reviews. I do watch a video to see like how the thing works or whatever. It's usually gear that I'm looking up. But start a review channel, very easy to do. You've got no need to buy anything new to start it. Don't need crazy equipment or gear. You could literally film it with your phone. Mm-hmm. And people are probably wondering how do you make money with that? So YouTube, initially when you start a channel, you can't monetize until you get to 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. But that doesn't mean you still can't make money from your channel in other ways. You can sign up for a free Amazon Associates account, free for everyone to do. Mm-hmm. And you can literally find any product on Amazon. There's so many, millions and millions. Mm-hmm. If you have something in your home, it's probably on Amazon.
Yeah, exactly.
Do a quick review video, honest review video. Don't be selling something. Don't be sharing something that you don't like. And to people, be honest about it. Choose things that are good products. Film it on your phone. Upload it on your channel. Grab the link from Amazon Associates. Put it in your description. Boom, you've done affiliate marketing. A very simple version of it. And over time, you know, when you start doing these review videos, they'll start to stack up, and people do click on your links, especially if you're directing them down there. And if you're giving a real, legitimate, honest review, and you say at the end of your video, you know, if this was helpful for you guys, please consider purchasing through my Amazon affiliate link down in the description below. Price will stay the same, but I do get a small cut, which I'd be very appreciative of. Just a simple line like that. And if you have provided full value to the person, explaining why that product is good, price or whatever, then they'll click on your link, and it all adds up. And right now it's a crazy time for people. So that's the easiest way I would say for people to start a YouTube channel and to make money like right now. Obviously the money won't come in right away because Amazon Associates pays until the next month. You do need to reach a $100 threshold to get your first check. But you know, when people start clicking around, it all adds up, you know? Yeah, for sure. So that's kind of what I would say. And if you don't know how to start an Amazon Associates account or how to start a YouTube channel, like we obviously have a course for that.
A ton of tutorials.
We have like 1,200 tutorials on how to do this stuff, which, you know, we'll put in the description below or whatever. But
definitely check out their YouTube channel and their courses. But the YouTube channel, you guys are up to what, over 20,000 subscribers, and
we're at we just passed 28,000 subscribers.
28,000, amazing.
30. So yeah, it's been an amazing journey for us.
It's just one of those things where it's like you just start somewhere. It's like, and it just keeps growing over time. So I love that idea of a review channel. For some reason never even thought of that. What other kind of channels? What about like one reason I like YouTube is because it ranks well in Google. So does it help? Do you feel like it helps brands? Because I feel like it does, but I don't know what you think. Like if someone has built a brand on Etsy, or they've built a brand, some kind of entrepreneur brand, do you feel like it's a good idea to have a YouTube channel along with their brand?
Oh, absolutely. It's a complete, like, it gives you
levels you
exposure. If you're able to rank your videos on Google or just show up in the search engine rankings when someone's typing something in on YouTube, like that positions you as an authority and gives you a certain level of credibility. So it definitely adds to like leveling up the authority of your brand. And just also like being visible, just being, you know, it's brand exposure, and them getting to see you and connect with you. Those videos where you're actually in it, in the video, there's just so much power in that, because you are connecting with that viewer, connecting with that other person, and bringing them into your world and offering value. And, you know, it's huge. It's like YouTube it's a form of leverage in so many different ways. Like it's not just like marketing, it's like leverage over like brand and like making money and getting to create every day. So it's really like, that's why we're so passionate about it. And we tell people to start channels on you can start a channel on anything. Just make something that you're passionate about.
The other thing I was just thinking about is reviewing books, because we all read, not all, but a lot of entrepreneurs love reading books. Like I love reading books. So when you finish a book, you could do a review of the book, or just say what you learned from the book, or you know, like a motivational video, almost like, you know, what your takeaways from this book or that book.
I even review audiobooks, like Audible. Audible.ca.com. So when I finish listening to an audiobook, I'll do a review on the audiobook and put our affiliate link to the Audible book.
Oh my gosh, how have I missed those? I am so sorry. I'm the worst host ever. I guess like when you were doing a lot more with merch, I was watching a lot more often because I was learning merch at the time. So I'm like out of the loop now. I gotta listen to those. And I need to do videos like that, because I would love that. And I love how you guys have evolved. Like, I think sometimes people get stuck where it's like, okay, I started this one kind of business, so I have to stay there. But it's like you worked merch into your channel, and then now you're working books in and all kinds of stuff you can work into your YouTube channel, or just your type of business you want to do.
Yeah, for us, we have done our YouTube channel differently than what most YouTube gurus will say. Most will say start it on one thing and then blow it up that way. But for us, and our thinking is that you might not want to do that thing forever. And then when you change, it might be hard on your audience. So from the very beginning, our channel has been about our journey, our entrepreneurial journey. And so, we did do merch, and we're doing it. We don't do it so much now. And we've done other things that we've talked about that we don't do so much now. And we've evolved, and our fans come along the journey with us. And we kind of made it very clear in the beginning that, this isn't a channel only about one thing. Now, don't get me wrong. If I had created a channel strictly on Merch by Amazon or Amazon FBA, we would probably have 100,000 subscribers, like way more probably. But I don't really do those things anymore. So I would probably have to ditch the channel or talk about something else, but then lose a bunch of people or subscribers and just have it be a harder transition.
I think that's one reason why I wanted to call the show Merch Money and not like my name or something. Because I also started my name as a channel because I feel like with my name, I could evolve and grow and have whatever I want on there. But with Merch Money, I did try to focus it more on print on demand and merch and things like that. But I still throw in stuff like this because it all relates together. Like, if you have a print on demand business, it's not bad to also have a YouTube channel.
Absolutely.
So we'll see how it all goes. But the good thing about being an entrepreneur is you can do what you want.
You can put whatever you want on it.
You can do like a straight up channel, just like what Jewel was doing on our channel, just creating episodes, sharing your merch journey. You could create a channel strictly on that. Like, just make it something that you love talking about and you want to share. And as long as you're consistent with uploading a video, then that's, you're going to see that growth for sure.
Yeah. Well, everybody's saying they love this and great ideas. Let's see if there's any questions we missed. I'm so sorry, guys. Christina's not feeling well, so she's not.
No worries.
When Christina's on, she's so much better than me at keeping up with the chat and answering everybody right away. So this is Jacob tapping. He's saying YouTube is a net traffic driver towards any brand store. Yes, Christine, such a great idea. I feel like I always have too many ideas. I never know when I'm going to overwhelm myself with bright, shiny object syndrome.
Yeah, one thing to help with that is write all of those ideas down. The same thing happens to me. I look at something and I'm like, YouTube idea, YouTube video, YouTube video, YouTube video. I write literally all of them down. I've gotten that habit down where as soon as I think of an idea, I write it down. Might happen, might not happen. And then when I'm ready to film videos, I just go through my list and then choose the ones that I'm going to do for that specific day and then film those. And then, because sometimes you might not be thinking of ideas and sometimes you might, but just jot them all down. Just spill them out from your head.
I love that. Do you have any kind of way to keep track of those? Like, do you have a system or like a notebook, or where do you put the ideas?
Yeah, I write them down on a notebook and computer because sometimes I don't always have like my computer or whatever. So I do have a notebook.
I use Evernote.
Yeah, she uses Evernote. As soon as they're done, I literally delete the idea from it. So it's like the goal is to keep getting it smaller and smaller, the list smaller and smaller. So it's like a little ideas game that I have with myself.
And Evernote, you can create little check boxes, so it feels really good. You click on
it. It feels good checking this off. Yeah, I've used Evernote. Right now, I'm just using the notes thing on my phone, like on the iPhone. They have like a little notes thing.
Yeah.
But it has check marks too, so I do the same thing.
Awesome.
But yeah, it's just one of those things. There's always so many different ideas to go after, and it's just up to you, like how many you want to do, how many you don't want to do.
Absolutely. I see a question here from Patty. How often would you post on YouTube? So Patty, that really depends on you and what is a realistic goal for you in terms of uploading. If it's one a week, awesome. Keep it up with the same day, like every Monday, for example, or every Wednesday. If it's 2 a week, great. If it's 1 every other week, then that's also good. Just whatever it is, make sure you can stick to it. And then you can always add more videos in as you get that system down better.
Yeah.
It's just harder to
go backwards.
Yeah, to go backwards. If you're starting with 3 videos a week and you're like, no, can't do this.
One.
Yeah, and then it gets inconsistent, and then you get discouraged and just quit altogether.
Yeah.
So it's we started with just 1, and that was enough. I mean, trying to make sure you have a guest every Monday, it was like, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
You're managing, your schedule, other people's schedules, crazy stuff happening in the world. Like, we did not think all of this would be happening. I mean, when you signed up, none of us were like, oh yeah, there's gonna be a pandemic that day. Like,
yeah, and we're gonna be all in hibernation, and like
we had no clue. So just keep a schedule. You just don't know what's gonna pop up or what's gonna happen. But even just for yourself. So even if you're not interviewing people, still in your own life, stuff happens all the time. So if you can, I would start with probably just 1 a week and then just see how it goes. And then if you feel like you're handling it well, then slowly add in another one. For me, it's like it was a full year at 1 a week, and then now I'm adding in the other one, and it's
nice.
It almost feels like it's a little much. So we'll see. But so far it's been working. Yeah. So what other tips do you have for people once they figure out their idea, they figure out their schedule? I'm trying to think what other obstacles. I guess some people are just nervous to be on camera. Do you have any tips for that? Like how to overcome just the fear of starting one?
Yeah. So when I was giving the idea of starting like a review channel, someone even said like unboxing. Yeah, unboxing videos. Those are really simple to do. Like you don't need to try so hard. Like what we try to do is in our videos, we try to talk as if we're talking to a friend. So we literally just think about how would we explain whatever we're trying to explain to a friend. Don't try and orchestrate your sentences all crazy. Right. So if you are doing a review channel, say something like, okay, I'll have this like water bottle. This is a really beat up Swell water bottle, which I've been using for a long time, and I actually did a review video on the Swell bottle like many years ago.
When it wasn't beat up.
Yeah, when it was like, so I would say something like, all right, guys, so today I'm going to be doing a review on the Sip by Swell water bottle. I've been using this for 4 years now, and as you can see, it's like,
add this.
Yeah, like you can just
add this clip to that old video.
Yeah,
so you can be like, I really did love it. I'm still using it.
Yeah, I actually wanted to do an update and say it's still going. It's still going after all these years. It's like at least 4 years old, I think. Yeah, but like just be casual. Don't try so hard as if it were a friend, a family member or friend, and just describe it. That's why I said do review videos and just say what you like, things that you don't like, how much did it cost, where did you get it from? You can get it on Amazon. Don't jump into trying to do like tutorial videos just yet. Like do these kinds of things and just like explain how would you use the appliance or the gear or whatever.
Yeah, unless it's something that you already know how to do. Like sometimes tutorial videos could be like showing someone how to do eyeshadow or showing like something that's fairly simple that you do all the time. Like it might not be too difficult to do a tutorial. But yeah, somebody did like a tutorial on like how to boil water or something, like something so simple, and you're like, nobody's gonna need this. And then somebody looked it up.
Yeah. I think I saw there was like a tutorial video that someone made years ago on how to unclog a toilet, and it has millions and millions of views. But it was literally just like using the plunger, like and
I looked up something so basic. I forget what it was. It was something like steaming broccoli or something so simple, but I was just like, am I doing it right? Like, is this the way everybody else does it? And I looked, and it was the same kind of thing. Like literally some people in the comment were like, you seriously made a video on how to steam broccoli? But people, it was like literally
yeah. Like I before, like when this was all going down, so I was looking up how to properly like freeze meat, like in the freezer, like how to do it properly, because I didn't want to leave it in the regular grocery styrofoam thing that it comes in. I wanted to Whip it up, package it away, put it in Ziploc, like whatever. And like, yeah, I looked up video on how to do that. I didn't know how to do that properly. So yeah, I mean, like,
you never know. Literally anything you know how to do, make a video and see what happens.
Yeah, that's the thing. See what happens. See what kinds of videos you like filming. See what you don't like. See what works. See, like, you'll be surprised sometimes the videos that actually get like a ton of views. Like when Auret was doing this Etsy video on explaining how the Etsy fee payment works, like
the cost of selling on Etsy.
And it was like a paint document, her scribbling, like very dry type 20-minute tutorial video of her explaining that whole thing. And then that video like blew up. It's like our #1 video right now. And we never expected that one to be the #1.
Yeah.
So yeah, like people love that video.
Awesome. Well, I'm so sorry that I forgot to be keeping track of time, and we literally have already gone a whole hour. So you guys are amazing. You're so easy to talk to, and I could talk to you all night. But I guess just in the however, I don't know if you have to go or what your time schedule's like, but I guess just anything else you wanted to say, maybe about your channel or about your course or anything you want to tell us.
Sure. I mean, yeah, we don't have anywhere to go, like, as nobody does right now.
Yeah. Well, that's true. There we go. Well, we can definitely go another 15 minutes or whatever you want. But guys, if you have any questions, we don't want to hold them all night. So we'll try to get in some questions now. Then
I was just going to say, what we do want to say is that, like, if you are thinking of starting even if it's not a YouTube channel, whether it's a YouTube channel or just something new. This is the time to do it. Just don't be afraid to just jump. Like, just if you don't know how to do anything at all, we have Google at our fingertips. We have YouTube. Look it up. You can learn. And like, we learned everything. We started from scratch.
We're totally self-taught. Like, Google University is where we attended.
Yes,
me too. YouTube University.
Yeah.
I guess Google too, but YouTube more so.
Yeah, for sure.
And if you are into learning more about YouTube, we have a ton of resources on our website. You can check it out at EssentinoArtists.com. And we also have our YouTube channel, of course, which you can get to it from IamDreamDriven.com if you don't know how to spell Essetino. I don't know if we have a banner for that.
Description.
Okay, perfect. There we go.
How did you guys think of that name, by the way? I forgot to ask you that.
Jewel's last name is Tolentino, and my last name is Esselin. Essetino.
It's the first part of her last name, and it's the last part of my last name.
Yeah,
that's perfect.
Essentino.
I love that.
You made that up when we were doing the greeting card company.
Yeah, it was just like it was such like I don't want to say juvenile thing, but like, you know, when you come up with a business name, you're like, oh yeah, that sounds cool. Let's do it. Let's run with it. And then now we just don't want to give it up. It's part of who we are. It's our brand. Like,
yeah.
When we were first coming up with everything, so I went and got this book called Business for Dummies, back when those dummies books were really popular.
Yeah.
And the first thing it says, you need to come up with a name. So we're like, okay, let's come up with a name. So she's just literally has a piece of paper and she's writing down different things. And then I'm trying to read the book and it says, okay, we need to have a website. And then all of a sudden she blurted out and she was like, Essetino. And I was like, what? What is that? And then she's like, that could be our name. And I was like, yes. And that was it. That was our name.
I love it. It's perfect. Well, I thank you guys so much. I mean, I love talking to you and I love like your energy and how you're just always growing and learning and not holding yourself back. It's amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks for reaching out that time for the interview. It's been really fun. I see a couple of questions if we could answer them.
Yeah, go ahead.
We'll do speed round.
Yeah, let's do it.
Do you still recommend Camtasia for video editing? Yes. That's what that is what we've pretty much used for all 1,200 of our videos that we currently have. Highly recommend it because it's very user friendly. Something like Final Cut or Adobe Premiere, they're great. Obviously, people edit movies on them, but the learning curve initially, if you've never edited a video, is going to be a steeper learning curve. You're definitely going to need to spend a lot more time. Whereas with Camtasia, it's very ground level, but you can do still complex things. I've edited many different kinds of videos, music videos, tutorial videos, more deeper projects. So you can go really basic and you can go in depth and deep with it. So yes, recommend Camtasia.
TubeBuddy is, they do have a free option, but with the free option, you're very limited in terms of how many keywords that you can see when you're doing your keyword research. So for the most part, if you want to use it to the fullest, especially the keyword tool, then you will, it's a monthly subscription. I can't remember exactly how much, but they have different plans. And, but it's so worth
Totally worth it.
Very much worth it. Yeah.
Perfect.
What else we got here?
Oh, there was one from Daniel. I want to pivot more to YouTube. Is YouTube doing better than print on demand for you? Yes. So YouTube is like our hub of things. So we make money through Google AdSense, affiliate marketing, course sales, and one-on-one coaching with us. So we've created that umbrella all from just our one YouTube channel. So yes, it's doing better than print on demand, but print on demand right now is completely passive because we don't really do much with it right now. So
yeah. And Daniel has a channel too for anyone who's listening.
Yeah,
Daniel was on the show too, so definitely follow him. Daniel, you should do more shows, definitely, or more videos.
I think I already answered how often would you post from Patty.
Yes.
So let's move on. Is there another one?
What was it? A YouTube course.
I took a YouTube course a long time ago that said to transcribe the whole script and add it to the video and the code. So.
We actually don't do transcription on like manual transcription. So we just right now allow the YouTube AI software to do it after a certain amount of time that your video has been online. It kind of the robot does it. But it is beneficial. Like we produce videos like Monday to Thursday every week, sometimes Friday and Saturday, that it's just too.
So we got to pick our priorities, so to speak. Yeah. It's very good to do that. Yes, it does. It does add to the whole keywords thing, SEO. So if you can do that, if you have the resource to do that, then absolutely.
I never knew you could do that or ever thought about that. You can transcribe the video and add it in code to the video.
Yeah, you can do it manually, or you can, there are companies where you just give them your video link and then you pay them per minute or per words, depends. There's so many companies, and then they will either send you the transcript or upload it for you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Never would have crossed my mind in a million years. Yeah. But YouTube does do it somewhat, right?
Yeah, when you choose the option for it to happen, not everyone chooses it, but we have it, but it's not completely perfect. Like
it's not going to be fully accurate.
Yeah, it's not going to be completely perfect.
Check and see if we have that checked. I have not really done anything with transcribing.
You can go on your mobile phone and type in your channel on the app, and before you actually click on the video, you know how it starts playing in silent if you just hover over it. If you do have it checked, then you'll start seeing like text on there,
captions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it a good idea to check it? I mean, to have that option? Maybe I should do that. I don't think ours does that.
For us, because we do have an international audience, and they do use that. So even though it's not completely perfect, And
then that way people could watch it even if they don't have the sound on, probably.
Yeah, that's what I do sometimes. Is I'm just scrolling, and then you kind of pause, and then it just starts playing without you actually clicking on the video.
I actually do that a lot.
Yeah. All right. I'll have to make sure I add that. Good tip.
Awesome.
I think we answered the questions. But if you are interested in starting a YouTube channel, feel free to check the description down below. There is a link to our YouTube course here. Exclusively for the Merch Money viewers. The course is literally like $14.95 right now. We're just gonna make it super cheap.
Oh, you still have it at the intro price?
Yeah, just
Oh my God, $14.95, guys. I thought it was way more than that. That's
no, it's literally
it should
$14.
be.
Yeah, no, we want to just make it super simple to people. We're super passionate about people taking action and learning something new and doing something with it, because we were very fortunate to have done this to ourselves. Like, we just want to help as many people as possible, especially in this time right now. So yes, if you have ever thought about starting a YouTube channel, literally now would be the time when everyone is online.
And I took it, and I obviously have a YouTube channel, but I don't necessarily do it right or do it perfectly. Like there's so many things that I'm missing. So I got to go through the whole thing and learn more about TubeBuddy and learn more about, things that I'm not doing right now. So I definitely recommend it.
Yeah. Patty, the link will be down in the description below on YouTube.
Patty's right now. I think
she's on Facebook.
I think it only I think the link only shows up in YouTube because I added it at the last minute. So Patty, if you go to our Merch Money YouTube channel and click on the description, you'll see it.
Great.
Awesome. So, thank you guys so much.
Yeah, we've had so much fun.
And thank you, Helen. Like, this was really fun.
Thank you so much. And hopefully we can talk to you again in the future. Keep in touch. But I really admire you both. And thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
No problem.
Stay safe, everybody.
Yes, stay
and
positive. Stay
learn
healthy.
something.
Yes.
Thank you, everyone, for watching. We'll see you next time.